is a sexless marriage so damaging? In a healthy marriage, you have sex. And unless there are extenuating circumstances, a reason why that can't be, if both people are physically able to have sex, they should be. That is the mode of a healthy relationship. However, many of us get into what we call an intimacy withdrawal. It's like our bank accounts, our emotional accounts, our physical accounts, our relational accounts have become over withdrawn. We are in a negative balance.
Marriage has always been complex, especially for men, because we are more wild and restless, and we manage things better when they are inanimate in a profession or something, so we don't deal with people equally as easily as women. However, it's never been harder than nowadays. You have to be attractive and strong and successful and better than the rest. You have to compete to even be eligible to be noticed by these women. And then if one puts her eyes on you and you become a relationship, you have to understand women perfectly. You have to walk the thin line between leading but not being controlling, between being stoic but also sensitive. You have to be a psychologist. You have to understand female nature, and you have to understand all those things and do multiple jobs to make it work, while also walking on eggshells and knowing that every mistake that you do can potentially lead her through no-fault divorce to get half your crap and even your kids. And for all that, probably the biggest reason why men are walking away from dating and marriage is that the juice is just not worth the squeeze. You have to do all this work for women that are way worse than they were years ago, for women that don't stop to think for a minute about men who don't care about you and who are ready to get divorced from one day to another. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert. In today's episode, we'll talk about why so many men are leaving marriage. And for a Reddit story at the end, a woman files for divorce and soon enough she gets laid off work. Stick around for that. But now, gentlemen, let's continue with this one right here.
Like, here's an example of what we often see. Sometimes maybe a wife and a husband will be home at the end of the day, and the wife wants to share something with her husband, and the husband's on his phone and he's checked out, and the wife does not feel heard and does not feel like her husband is emotionally supportive of her.
So this is pretty common, and if you know women, you know that their language is different, their love language. They want a man to be not only physically but also emotionally present and active, for them to want bedroom fun and all that. And it's small steps, right? A man is just ready to go at it, no problem. And look, we understand that. We have no issue with it. The problem is that, well, first off, you women really don't understand men. You really don't know our body language, our love language. You don't understand what is going through our minds. Like, it becomes tiresome for some relationships to be this way, where you have to be a psychologist, as I mentioned, and understand everything and do everything and lead all the time, while the other person just doesn't understand anything and is sitting there like an NPC, and the relationship feels one-sided. I don't know if you can relate to that, gentlemen, but also here's another thing. Men usually won't leave because of reasons like this. Like, there are men who are in bedroom fun-less marriages and they still stay there. They think of what they can fix. They think of bettering themselves. They think of how to appropriately, manage things. Women are the ones who are mostly fleeing away from marriage for whatever reason. Women are the ones who give up. Have you noticed this, gentlemen? That relationships most often than not end because the woman doesn't feel well. Because when the man doesn't feel well, he just thinks of fixing things. Men are problem solvers. Women, on the other hand, they just wave the white flag and they're out of there with half your crap and potentially your kids. But now, gentlemen, let's expand the topic to not only cover divorce and marriage, but also dating, as we take a look at this woman who is dating after divorce. Let's have a listen.
Is it a red flag? Stop scrolling for a second, and I'm going to give you a list of 10 red flags that I have uncovered since getting out of a 10-year relationship and deciding to think about dating again. If he is in his mid-30s or older and he's never had a family or a long-term relationship, and he also has no financial or career success, what has he been doing?
remember what I told you in the introduction of the video, guys, that you must be successful in order to even be eligible for dating, all right? If you're not successful and most of the times also attractive, you don't even try, all right? And when you are 30, maybe attractiveness is not so important, because when they are 30, they're looking more for a retirement plan than for love. But if you are younger, looks are like 80% of it, all right? And also this question of what has he been doing? Interesting. That's the question that we men ask when we see a single 30-year-old woman. What have you been doing with all the options that you have, with the dozens upon dozens of options that you have, and with the 10 to 15 years behind your back? What have you been doing? Why are you single? Have you been messing around, getting pumped by all the chads? Are you a public toilet, now expecting a successful, tall, handsome, attractive man to come and save you?
He's not going to be able to provide anything for you at this point and at this age. If his Instagram following list is full of models, you know the kind. Click on some of them and see how many of the pictures he's liking.
Oh, come on now. Come on now, don't get all traditional with me. These are the women, gentlemen, that have a body count in the upper double digits, all right? They're getting close to a triple-digit body count at age 27, and then they're like all traditional. Oh, you can be following models, you can be looking at other women's bodies. Like, first off, probably this woman posts pictures of her body. Second off, you're in no position to talk if your body count is anything more than 4. All right, don't get all traditional with me.
Just see if you're cool with that, because just because you get together doesn't mean that that behavior is going to change. Also, if he has Snapchat, gross. And if you have Snapchat, what are you doing? We are adults. Absolutely not. Any love bombing or negging. This type of behavior is...
Before she continues, Snapchat, you don't like when men have Snapchat? Why is that? It's just a social app. Maybe he's talking to his family there. All right, maybe he's talking to his granny, sharing pictures all day. No, you know the implications. You know that Snapchat is over 80% used for S3 actual content. So what's the difference between dating apps? Oh no, when you ask women, guys, they tell you, oh no, I'm on dating apps just trying to meet new friends. I love that. I'm just, I don't know, expanding my social circle. Yeah, sure. We're not retarded. We obviously know that dating apps are over 80% just used for hookups and for receiving attention and validation. So if you have a problem with Snapchat, we have a problem with dating. So even if you don't have a problem with Snapchat, yes, we have a problem with dating apps. Don't be on them. It's for 304s and men who just want to hook up.
Is over. No. He's not in love with you yet. You just met. He shouldn't be telling you all of those things. And he also shouldn't be telling you anything to try to put you down or make you feel less than. Any hints of this, run. If he has a nasty looking court view record, look him up in the state that he lives in and any other states that he's ever lived in on court view. It's all public record. Look it up. See if you're chill with how many arrests he has. Or that nasty looking divorce. Take a look. If he demonizes his ex with zero accountability, or if he's on just some like wild smear campaign against her, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, guys, you're not allowed to have bad dating experiences. Even if it's just one, you're just not allowed to it. I never understood this point. Like, obviously both men and women demonize their exes more than they should. Yes, all people, you know, commit mistakes in relationships, but what do you expect? Like, if my relationship was perfect, I wouldn't be here dating you right now. I would probably be married. Like, what's the whole point here, gentlemen? Oh, it's such a red flag when men demonize their ex. That is why it's their ex, because she was probably a 3 or 4. If she was a perfect angel, they wouldn't be talking to you right now. I just never understood that. And it's funny because women do this same thing all the time. If you ask this woman, oh, why did you leave a 10-year relationship? She's going to tell you, oh, he was controlling, he was a narcissist, he demonized me all the time. Like, you're doing the same thing. This is a stupid standard. I never understood that, guys.
That means he's learned nothing from that relationship. We all play a part in our failed relationships. So if he can't take any responsibility or accountability for it, it's just going to show that he hadn't learned anything. And
is that why you are single? All right. Is that what you are single?
He's going to just do the same thing to you. No social media in some cases. Okay, if he is somebody who lives a really, really private life, understandable. But if he's out here with a business, if he's out here claiming that he wants to be some famous actor or musician, I actually had this happen kind of recently, but then he has no social media, that doesn't line up. Just check out his digital footprint and make sure that it aligns with the words that are coming out of his mouth. If he admits to lying to others, but you're the one he's telling the truth to, this is a huge red flag. So if he tells you, oh yeah, I lied about my age on the dating profile, or whatever other little thing that he lied about for whatever reason, a liar's a liar's a liar's a liar. He's going to lie to you about other things. So you're not special. He will lie to you. If you are a...
I actually agree with this last one. It's probably the first thing that makes sense out of this whole list. There are people who will tell you, oh, this person shared a secret with me, but don't tell him I told you this, all right? Don't tell this to anyone else. Yeah, you realize he's going to do the same thing with you, right? Like people who lie or people who share secrets under the presumption that, no, it's only this one time. They do it all the time, all right? I think we can all agree with that. Let's continue.
Person with a life and a career, maybe you got some kids, maybe you're busy and you do other things besides just text people back all day long, and you take too long to reply to him and he's like, are you ghosting me? Or if he's just really needy for reassurance that you like him and you feel like you've been pretty clear about it, or if you just started talking, that's a huge red flag. He's insecure. It's a no. And the last one is probably the most important. If you feel fine when you are talking, when you're together, but then really yucky and gross and bad when you're not, that's happening for a reason. So whether it's your gut telling you, hey, this is not the guy, there's weird stuff going on here, or you're just made to feel like really insecure and you are figuring out, oh, I got some of my own stuff to work on. You know, that's a red flag that can go both ways. Either way, pay attention to it and see.
What the hell is the last one? So if you feel good with him but bad without him, that's a red flag in him. Maybe you just miss him. What the hell is this? And why does the man need to be accountable for your stupid, flimsy, insecure emotions? Like, this is what I tell you guys. This is a woman that divorced a man after 10 years. And after all of that, she still sounds dumb as hell. Like, she doesn't have any idea what's going on. So the man is accountable for your stupid little feelings. Oh, I feel bad. That must be my gut. No, it's just you're insecure and mentally unstable, alright? You're a mentally unfit woman. That's the problem. And as a guy in today's society, you have to pay for that. If you marry a woman that is mentally unstable, you will end up paying for that, not her. She will get all the benefits. You will have to pay for all that insecurity, all right? And women by nature tend to be more unstable and emotionally, you know, needy, let's say. So, yeah, take a look at that. But also, isn't it interesting how women are allowed to be needy as hell? Just the more needy, the better, according to some women, right? But as a man, like, first off, this was on the list. You're not allowed to love bomb her. So you're not even allowed to be happy to be with her, right? If you make too many compliments, if you tell her that you miss her or something, oh, he's being too needy, he's being too clingy. So you can't do that. You must be, I don't know, stoic, but also not too stoic as to avoid her or don't respond often or something like this. It's one of these balances that women expect out of men that is impossible to meet, and is just... it's whatever she needs at the moment, right? There's no formula for it. You just have to know as a clairvoyant what she needs in every single damn stupid second of the day. And the other thing she mentioned was, let me just wind it back a little to see the last one. Oh yeah, if he asks if she's ghosting or something. So if he's worried that maybe you're not as invested, maybe you don't like him. Yeah, guys, you're not allowed to do that as well. You just have to be stoic all the time. You can't show any weakness. You can't show any need of her. You cannot be happy to see her. But at the same time, as mentioned, if you take it too far, you're going to be cold and not interested and unemotional, you know, with emotional intelligence. Man, get the hell out of here. These women, guys, getting on my nerves. You see how it's impossible to please them? It's just impossible. Don't think about it. It's impossible. You cannot do it. She cannot feel well with herself, and she expects another man, another stranger, to understand all her emotions, even though she doesn't. And I cannot tell you the amount of women that get divorced because of crap like this. But now, gentlemen, let's take a listen to this short TikTok, this last one. Also a woman that got divorced and is learning a lot of new things. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll move to our Reddit story.
Here are 3 things that I am absolutely fucking sure about after dating for 1 year after my divorce. 1, you're not gonna meet the love of your life at a club. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but most likely that's not gonna be you. Or
Wow. I know, gentlemen. I know. Like and subscribe for the incredible wisdom that this woman has just shown upon all of us, right? You're not gonna meet the love of your life at a club. Wow, I didn't know that. I seriously didn't know that. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your research. Thank you for your investigation. Thank you for getting a time machine and going back and talking with Aristotle and Socrates to come up with this incredible piece of wisdom. Thank you.
Or that man. Number 2, the absolute best men to date are the men that were nerds in high school. Number 3.
Yeah, so Taylor has mentioned that if you're a successful guy in your 30s, 40s, you have a target on your back, and you do. These women that dismissed you when you were young because you were not as attractive, because you're not like the, athletic guy who is incredibly jacked, they're going to dismiss you then. But now that you're successful because you've put time into studying or whatever, professional work, now you're highly valuable to them. Go to effing hell. We don't care if you find us attractive now. What do these women think, guys? Like, we're some clowns that they can hire for entertainment from time to time. Get the hell out of here, man. It's like love is never part of the equation for these women. It's just when I'm young, I want the studs, I want the chads to pump and dump me and break my back. And when I'm old, I want a nice retirement plan. I want to have my cake and eat it too. Go to hell.
You should not give a man full access to you physically if you are not dating. And yes, I'm talking about sex. I've learned this lesson the hard way, but every
But you like it the hard way, don't you?
single time that I have given a man access to my body when we were not dating, I regretted it. It made me lose my fucking mind a little bit. The periods of time when I have the most clarity and peace and harmony in my life are when I've been celibate. Just to be honest. It has nothing to do with purity culture, religion. It's just...
Yeah, right. Shut up already. Incredible, guys. Incredible advice. You're not gonna find any better on the whole internet. So this woman needed 2 miles of sausages going through her thighs to get to the point where she realizes, maybe I shouldn't give the milk for free and expect people to buy the cow. Yeah, you stumble, you hit the jackpot, madam. That's the answer to it. Don't be a miserable 304. Don't be the equivalent of a dirty street walker if you want a real relationship. I know that this advice is incredibly hard to figure out, but she did it, guys, and it only took her 35 years. Wow, incredible. What a ruin of a life. Like, sorry, guys, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, what a ruin. How can you be that unintelligent? How can you be that dumb and misled? And this woman comes from a divorce. Like, I'm sorry for the guy, but there are probably a lot of red flags that you could have picked upon, alright? This woman is not the brightest. But men nowadays, guys, men are not stupid, they're just naive, alright? Men see a little stupid person like this, and they try to save her. They think that them providing, and, securing commitment and showing validation to these women, reaffirming their emotions, they think that that is going to help these women. They think that, their efforts are going to help these women. It's not the case, gentlemen. If a woman is broken, she's just damaged goods. She's nothing more. You cannot help her, all right? She's like a boat that has a hole in it, all right? Now you can throw away water from it. You can try to do all you want, but eventually that boat is going to sink. You can postpone it, you can do whatever you want, but it's going to sink. And you're gonna sink with it, alright? Get out of hell. Get out of here, sorry. Go to hell. A lot of phrases that I want to use at the same time. Get out of here with this whole marriage thing, guys. These women are broken, and most women nowadays are broken. And the divorce laws are staggered against you. The court system hates you. Society dislikes men, alright? And that's the situation. So yes, you can still risk it, because there are 5 out of 10,000 women that are good. You can still risk it if you want to try your chances. If you don't, go away with this marriage thing. Just focus on other things. But now, gentlemen, enough about divorce. All right, we're gonna move to our Reddit story, which talks about divorce, but in a different format. It actually shows. All right, thank you. So this is a woman. Surprising no one, talking to your soon-to-be ex-husband on a bad day is a bad decision. I'm getting a divorce from a man I love. That's an oxymoron. Even as I typed this and just got laid off today. Oh, that sucks to be a loser. Had to tell him because of our divorce agreement and employer health coverage ending sooner than our divorce is probably granted. He offers his support. I say no thank you graciously. He tells me to put aside my pride and later calls me. I think it's going well, and like maybe the past 2 months have made him realize something, anything, so I can change my mind. Why do you need him change your mind? You are the one getting a divorce, right? I don't know, guys. Let's continue. And he proceeds to berate me for everything that's happened, how he feels about our marriage, with sprinkling of how he only wants to support me because it's the right thing to do. Not because he wants to be with me and that he will never be back to our house ever again. And I told him how shocked I was because I thought he was trying to show me this romantic, let's forget everything, let me love you, let me fix this moment. He told me he was clear. So this woman, guys, expects the romantic movie cliche of, you know, oh, I want a divorce, but actually what she wants is for the guy to pursue her. That's what she wants. If you really wanted a divorce, first off, you wouldn't say that you love this man. Second off, you wouldn't be waiting on him to do a move. So you don't want a divorce. You want him to pursue you. Those are two different things. All right? And this is another one of the millions of things that women cannot be clear about. If you pursue them too much, you can be labeled as controlling. You're a control freak, right? You're not allowing her to express herself and have her own opinion if you chase her too much, if you're too pursuing. But at the same time, women like these tell you that they want a divorce and they expect you to make a move. They expect you to, like in a romantic movie, you know, just show up. Oh, let's forget everything, babe. Let me love you. Let me fix all this. So stupid. Can you be clear about one thing in your lives and not make it a double standard all the time? Jeez, man. I just laughed at the end of it all. I felt stupid, but also it's hilarious. It's not hilarious. You're getting a divorce. You're trashing this man's life. It's not hilarious. He hasn't spoken to me about our last fight at all, not even once. Yeah, probably guys, probably this woman just makes a fight every single day of her life and is absolutely shocked that this man didn't address one of them. You cannot take a woman seriously when at every fight you have, she talks about divorce and leaving and love is gone and it's all over and destruction, Armageddon. You cannot take them seriously. Like, could you have not just waited till maybe another day than the day I was laid off to do this? I actually think he saw this and took it as a perfect opportunity. He got to hear me, want him, and then he gets to not just reject me, but punish me. He got to hear me be hurt. So we have the victim, guys. She is the victim. She is the one filing for divorce, but she is also the victim. Make it make sense. It'd be really funny if it wasn't the consequence of my own actions that I'm literally having to deal with and knowing I don't have a job tomorrow. And she laughs. So what are your thoughts about this, John? My thoughts is that if this man is still thinking about providing, he obviously cares about you. And he probably loves you. I mean, in the end, he wasn't the one who wanted a divorce, right? If he didn't love you, he didn't want to be with you, then probably he will have asked for a divorce. Why didn't he? Probably because he wants to be with you. Like, you are the one who pulls out the scissors and cuts this whole thing. And now you're not only the victim, but you're, you know, he's the one to blame. Oh, why didn't he pursue me after I initiated divorce? Holy hell. Well, gentlemen, we'll end the video here. I really cannot make sense of all of this bullcrap we've read and witnessed. So leave me your thoughts about this, because I'm a loss for words. And gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.